guys. So my name's Christina, if you don't know me. Hello, nice to meet you. I wanted to talk really quickly about what I wear to the beach or to the pool. A little disclaimer, this is not a video to make anybody feel judged or like I'm pushing on them what they should wear or anything like that. I'm gonna share what I wear to the beach and then I'll kind of tell the story behind it. So I usually wear like high-waisted stuff. So I have like these high-waisted, like full coverage bottoms, very hard to find. I finally found some on Aerie. And it's also hard to find depending on your size. Like one of my best friends, she's a plus size. Dude, she should be a freaking plus size model. She's fired. Anyways, my best friend actually. It's hard to find those sizes, so you have to dig. But that's what I wear. And then I have this like long lined top. So for me, what's really important, again, this is literally no judgment on anybody. What I like to wear is something that covers my cleavage, number one, and that covers like my whole butt cheek, okay? I also don't show my belly button. That is a no for me particularly. Again, I'll tell the story later, but the womb is so sacred and it's so beautiful. So to me, again, personal belief, choice, all these things. Okay, I'll tell you why later though. But it's cool because I got a bunch that I could like mix and match. Like I got a long lined blue one. I also got black high-waisted full coverage bottoms. And yeah, it's been a struggle for me over the past like 4 years, I would say. We're gonna go through the evolution of like what Christina wore at the beach, okay? So I used to wear bikinis like literally all the time. And depending on what I was doing, if I was like, okay, I'm gonna spend a lot of time in the sun today, so I wanna make sure I wear this one. It's like strapless, I can get the least amount of tan lines, which usually means it's like the most revealing, right? But I didn't even think of it in that way, like not at all, right? Because walking with Jesus at this point. Okay, walking with Jesus, purity, chastity, modesty, all these things are like, okay, this is important to me. So I went to the pool with a couple of like family friends that like I chilled with and hung out with pre-Jesus, right? And I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. And I kind of started to hear about women wearing something other than bikinis, but I was like, whatever. I probably honestly was thinking like they're hella extreme, like that's lame, whatever. And I went to the pool after, I think it was after like a conversation or something that I heard. And I went to the pool, and this is my journey. It doesn't mean that you're gonna have this or whatever. But I went to the pool and I kind of noticed like guys looking at me, you know? And I mean, I would notice in the past like guys looking at me, but I didn't really think of it in this new way, okay? I think it was the Holy Spirit that was helping me with this. Anyway, so I started noticing guys look at me, and it was interesting because when I went to the pool, I had a cover up on, and then when I took the cover up off, the guys were looking even more. And they weren't doing anything necessarily gross, but they were just looking more. And I was like, hey, I kind of don't like that, you know? I know, like, I'm not ashamed of my body in any capacity. Actually, that's not true. I have things that I'm not ashamed of, but like, oh, I wish I could change that, or I'm working on that, or whatever. I think we all do. But for the most part, I'm pretty confident. I'm not, you know, I can find a swimsuit that flatters me in the right ways. Anyways, so back to the story. So I started to notice that, and I was like, that's kind of where it started, right? Then I went swimming. Oh, I don't know exactly the order this all went in, but I'm going to tell you just the different pieces that have brought me to this point of my life of wearing what I do wear. So that story at the pool happened. Then I read a book called How to Find Your Soulmate Without Losing Your Soul. If you've never read it and you're a female, honestly, or a male, you should read this book, okay? And in it talks about modesty and it talks about chastity. And in the modesty chapter, he basically says like, you shouldn't wear a bikini. Like he basically says like, he gives a lot, he just talks about it a lot. I wish you could read it, but basically he's like, there's no way like you should be wearing a bikini. And for him to say this, and this guy, like, he's so dope. His name's Jason Everett and his wife's name is Crystalina Everett. They both write in the book. Anyways, when he talked about it, I was like, whoa, this is cool. But I was still like hesitant, you know, and moving forward. Then I went swimming at this girl's house, and this girl, she has siblings, and she's like this beautiful Catholic woman who's just so kind, so loving, outgoing, all of these things. She's very, you feel warm when you speak to her. Beautiful. Oh, I got to see her yesterday. She was so cool. And we're not super close, but, and maybe she has no idea, but she had a huge effect on me. I should have told her that yesterday. Anyways, I went swimming at this house with this beautiful woman, and she didn't wear a bikini. And it was funny because I hadn't been to the pool in a while at this point. And when I got there, I put on my swimsuit. I walked up to the backyard sliding glass door, and I looked outside, not even thinking. I looked outside and I was like, oh my gosh, like, she's wearing a one piece. She's wearing shorts and a t-shirt. What the heck? She's wearing, I think, board shorts and a one piece, and then just all these things that were nothing like that I was wearing, right? So I went back inside. She came inside, had to talk with me. I felt very ashamed because I was like, wow, like, these people are way holier than me, blah, blah, blah. So we had this convo. She shared it with me, and I was like, wow. And honestly, in that moment, I was like, that's so cool. Like, I've just never seen somebody do that I knew, that was normal, that loved God and was cool and just a cool person. Like, and this woman was really holy, and like, that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be holy, and I wanted to, you know, lead others to Christ, including my brothers in Christ. And there were some guys there too that were swimming. But again, I never thought like, oh, what about the guy? What is he thinking? Or anything like that. Long story short, I say that a lot, I'm sorry. Long story short, she gave me like this one piece swimsuit that she had. It had like this, it was like a black sleek thing. It had a cute, like, it had a skirt on it. It was super cute. And anyways, so that's where I kind of started doing that. Then I met these incredible guys that I became really good friends with, right? I met these guys, me and my best friend became really good friends with them. We used to hang out with them all the time, and we would talk about the faith, we talk about chastity, we talk about modesty, all these things, right? Then it came summertime, and we were like, hey, like, let's go to the beach. And I was thinking in my head, like, oh my gosh, because we've had these conversations about chastity and, you know, purity, and they have shared with me, like, yeah, it really, you know, changes things when a woman, you know, dresses in a certain way, whether it's more clothed or less clothed, or showing these parts of her body or not showing these parts of her body, or whatever. It changes things for me, and being able to look at them in certain ways, and having to fight off different things, and paying attention to what they're saying, and because of how beautiful they are and their body is and all these things. So it was never like this thing of like gross with them, but yeah, so that's why what I had learned and I had discussed with them, I had talked with them about. And so I was thinking to myself, like, oh my gosh, like, we're gonna go to the beach, we're gonna be around each other in swimsuits. So one of them, because I had a crush on one of them, so I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to really talk to him about it, but I'm gonna talk to somebody else. So I went to dinner with one of them one night, and I asked him, I said, hey, I have this question for you. What do you think is okay for a girl to wear to the beach? And he was like super thrown off. And he's like totally not about like telling women what to wear or anything like that. He's like super loving. Any experience that I've had with him and women, even like leggings or whatever, he's like super loving with women. And he's always like thinking about himself, like, well, this is like, I need to worry about me, and like making sure my mind is right, making sure I'm looking at women, no matter what they're wearing, the right way. So he's like super dope about all of that. So he was super thrown off when I asked him. He didn't really even have an answer for me. So I started to kind of say like, okay, well, what about this? Because this is the first thing that I had thought. I was like, okay, what if I wore like a one piece and board shorts? Like, do you think that's cool? And he was like, oh, totally. Like, that would be super good, super helpful, all that stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. And so that's what I started wearing. I started wearing that. And then but I was like, like, I feel like a boy. Like, I don't feel cute. Like, I don't feel like feminine. Like, I want to feel feminine. So then I really struggled with finding a swimsuit that I personally thought was modest. And at the time, the Lord was saying, like, okay, at least I thought the Lord was saying, you don't have to wear board shorts and a one piece, you know, to the beach. Like, you can wear like a swim dress. So I got things like this. And sometimes I still wear these. Like, I really, even like the high-waisted two-piece, I only wear that, or I've only worn that like a couple times. And honestly, like, depending on who I'm going to the beach with, like, I'll probably wear certain things. Like, I went to like Palm Springs with my sisters, and so I wore that. Anyways, and I wore like something over it until I would go in the water, or until I was like, okay, I want to get some sun. And even still, like, I don't like pull the bathing suit up so you can like see all my cheeks so I get all the good tan. Like, I don't really need the whole butt to be tan because ain't nobody gonna be seeing my butt, you know? And anyways, and even if like you're married or something like that and you want more of a tan for your husband when you guys, you know, consummate your marriage, like, get a spray tanner. Like, there's a lot of really good spray tanners actually that I use for like tan lines, or like I have this scar on my hip that I cover up with sunblock, or I cover when I'm tanning, and I just use a spray tanner and it literally matches, like, without me even blending it. It's crazy. So I started wearing swim dresses. So a lot of the time I will wear swim dresses. Like, here's another cute one. But maybe you're not comfortable with that. Maybe you're like, okay, that's dramatic, Christina. That's okay. So those are kind of some of the things that I wear to the beach or the pool. Yeah, I really like the two-piece high-waisted coverage. I just think the most important thing is like to cover, for me, I think the most important thing to cover is like the things that are sexual, like the things that would be like, dang, like turn somebody on, right? Because that's what we don't want. We don't want to look at each other with lust. We don't want to be looked at with lust. So I try to make sure whatever suit I get, it's high-waisted and all that stuff. There's a video that, if you haven't seen, you should watch. There's this woman and her name is Jessica Ray, okay? She has some cute swimsuits on her website, and I've modeled for her, and she's so beautiful, okay? Go to her website. I'm gonna show you in this video caption, there's a video that you can watch learning about the history of the swimsuit, okay? One of the things that really, really convicted me also is the history of the swimsuit, where it came from, who the first person was to wear a swimsuit. Spoiler alert, it was a stripper or prostitute, one of them, that worked at this flamingo something named, I don't know, place in Vegas, because she was the only one. There was every single model refused to wear a bikini, okay? And she was the first person to wear it. And from that time, and again, like, the human body is so beautiful. Like, it's not that I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, like, I'm like somebody's temptation, like I'm gonna lead them into sin, so like I have to cover up my body because it's like so bad. It's like, no, I'm thinking here, okay, I'm blessed to be a woman. I'm blessed to have the beautiful parts of the woman's body, and with that comes a responsibility for me, and I want my body to be something that is special for my husband. And I'm not going to show all the parts of my body. It doesn't mean that you're not going to show that you have a cute little shape or whatever, or you have to wear things up to here. Oh, just kidding. Actually, that didn't even hurt. But you know, like, you can wear stuff. I mean, even this is like a V-neck. But I'm careful. Or like, if I wear certain things like a V-neck or whatever, like, I have to be aware. Like, I can't be leaning over or like showing certain things. You know, oh my gosh, we live in such a cool era. We live in such a cool time in history where there's so many styles that are in right now. Like I saw the girl from Riverdale, Lily Reinhart, she posted a picture of her in a one piece from this company called Aerie. I believe they're connected to American Eagle. That's why it's Aerie, A-E-R-I-E. Anyways, that's where I got the high-waisted blue and high-waisted white, or high-waisted black and white, and then the long lined blah, blah, blah. And there's a lot of suits that I have to say, oh, like that's so cute and I want to wear it, but I can't. Like, let me show you an example. Okay, I saw this super cute one piece and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to wear this. It's so cute. Okay, it's striped. Look at that. How cute is this? But I can't wear it. But I'll probably give it to one of my other friends who could pull it off. Like there's, depending on your shape, like there's certain things that like you probably should think about not wearing. But anyway, so it's like this. It's super cute. It like crosses over, but like I can't wear it because when I wear it, you know, it looks too good, as me and my sisters like to say. You feel me? Okay, I'm gonna say one more thing. If you have brothers in Christ, if you have a boyfriend, anything like that, like he's probably struggled with pornography at some point of his life, okay? If he has struggled with pornography, that means like what he sees and images can trigger him. And you don't want to be something that triggers him, right? Because that's not, you're not a trigger, like you are not a sin. But your beauty, sometimes if it's like too beautiful, then it's hard to explain. But basically that, if it's like, it's just not the right time for that beauty to be seen. Okay, I'm gonna end the video, but yeah, those are my thoughts on that. So let me know what you think in the comments and share this video with a friend. Thank you for watching it. You are beautiful. Please subscribe, like, share. Again, let me know in the comments what you think, if I'm being over the top, if I'm being not enough coverage, whatever your thoughts. Let's journey together. Let's talk about it. The human body is beautiful and we want to be chaste and we want to lead others into chastity and holiness. Love you guys and I'll see you soon.